My name is Julia. This is my story. I grew up in the Catholic Church. As a teenager, I really didn't feel very much connected to it. I just did it for my parents to make them happy. When I was 16, I left the Catholic Church, and I had a philosophy that it was my life and I was going to live it my way. Next time I went into church, I was in my 40s. I was facing a devastating divorce. I had just found out that my husband was unfaithful and was living a separate life when he traveled for business. I went to the church because my husband actually signed up my kids for kids camp. And the first time I walked in the doors of the church, I remember just feeling this amazing tug on my heart and just this feeling that I had to come back. So the next month I started just sneaking in the church. It wasn't easy. I'd have to keep my eyes down and not look at anybody. But I was so empty that hearing the pastor speak each week was the brightest spot of my week. And then I remember one Sunday, the pastor asked us if any of you out there had burdens, cares that you wanted to give to Jesus and let him carry. I remember thinking, oh yeah, me, please. And I prayed the salvation prayer, and I felt the most amazing peace just come over me, that I knew that Jesus was going to be enough for me and I was going to be okay. So I ended up getting into a small group, and I also started volunteering in the office. And the first task that they gave me was to type up the prayer requests that everyone wrote and put them out on the prayer chain so they can be prayed on. And I just started reading not only the amazing, devastating ones and desperate calls in their prayers, but also the amazing way that God answered some of them. And my faith in what prayer was just grew from that moment on. But the special prayer that I remember typing up was when my husband wrote his prayer request for me and asked that I would not be bitter and that God would soften my heart and he would reunite us. Well, we both were in small groups at that time, and through lots of prayer, through our small groups and over 100 people on the prayer chain, God answered that prayer, and he softened my heart and allowed me to forgive and to reunite us. We stopped the divorce proceedings and even renewed our vows in front of the congregation on New Year's Eve. Well, my husband and I are still married, and we've had some major ups and downs, but through it all, God's been faithful in answering our prayers and keeping my family safe. Since then, prayer has become a vital part of my life. It's been my lifeline. Every time I have a tough decision to make or I have to get through emotional trial, I just take my prayers to Jesus, and instead of picking up the phone and calling my sister or my mom or my friend, I go to the Lord first. At my church, I have several close friends, ones I know I could call at any time of the day, no matter what, and they'll pray for me. And it's really helped. It's helped me not feel all alone, especially at those worst times. It really means a lot to me to be in a church that believes in prayer, and I believe the power of prayer is vital. When I started out in prayer, I started in a Bible study and 15-20 minutes a day, and then the next thing I did was started journaling and writing out my prayers and watching how he answered them. And now it's more like a constant dialogue. I just talk to him all day, and it's like being in the presence of him all day long. So I encourage you to start praying every day and have a dialogue and a conversation with God, even 15 minutes a day. If you do that, you'll grow closer and stronger in your relationship and walk with the Lord.